Last month, I made it a goal to get to $1 million per month in payouts from prop firms. And I thought it would be cool that I document this process because I really enjoy creating strategies around copy trading and scaling prop firms. So this video series that I'm making is basically me just documenting my journey as I'm trying to get to the $1 million a month in payouts. So starting with this video right here, the things I'm going to talk about is I want to break down the actual plan that I'm going to use to get to this goal. I'm going to break down my prop firm criteria, which ones am I prioritizing versus which prop firms do I not want to deal with. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about how I'm planning to scale with live accounts, because in my opinion, live accounts is what makes this whole thing really, really crazy. Sound good? So let's get started with number one, the plan. So the math to get to $1 million a month is simple. All you have to do, is divide it by the weeks, right? You have 4 weeks. So you're talking $250,000 in a week or $50,000 in a day. If you make any one of these, you're going to end up getting to $1 million a month. But remember, I'm talking about payouts. I'm not talking about just making $1 million a month in profit. I want to be able to withdraw either $50,000 a day, or I want to be able to withdraw $250,000 in a week. Now, the way that I see it, I think there are 4 different ways to get to this. There's a low risk way. There's what I would consider like a medium risk way. There's a high risk way. And then there's something else that I call the Jedi Master way. So I'm going to start by talking about the low risk way. With low risk, this is when you're going to start with one prop firm and one account, and that's it. If you're doing low risk, you're going to keep trading this account until it gets funded. Once this account is funded, you no longer have to deal with the 30-day renewals. You no longer have to deal with sometimes intraday drawdown. The low risk strategy, you're doing one prop firm, one account at a time. Once that account is funded, preferably getting payouts, now you're going to add your second account, and you can even use the money from that payout to fund it. So you really only pay for one. Now, for what I would consider to be like the medium risk strategy, we're still going to do one prop firm, but instead of doing one account at a time, you're just going to max it out. Most of them are 5 accounts at a time, so we'll just use that as the standard. I know Apex has 20, but you're just going to get all 5 accounts at once and try to pass all of them together. Now, obviously, this is higher risk just because you're spending more money. But I mean, if you're a profitable trader or you're consistent, I don't see anything wrong with starting with this as long as you have the money to spend and you're okay with resetting 5 accounts or activating 5 accounts once you do this. But because you're risking more money at a time, I would consider this medium risk. Now, for the high risk strategy, this is when you would just go out and get every single account that you need right off the bat. For example, if this $1 million a month comes down to $50,000 a day, that means I need to make $50,000 a day, right? In payouts, not in profit. But that $50,000 a day, let's say I can make $1,000 a day, and I'm pretty confident in that. So that would be 50 accounts. There are 3 different ways I can get to this number. I can either use the low risk strategy, which I just explained, use the medium risk strategy, or you can just go buy all 50 accounts at once. Now, the problem with this is that, number one, it's high risk. You got to activate, pay for all of them, but you also have, some have end of day drawdown, some have different rules, some have intraday, some have news trading, some don't. It's going to be way more difficult when you do this up front and just try to get all of them together. It's not impossible, it's just the highest risk. And then for the last way to do this, I'm calling this the Jedi Master strategy. This is my favorite. This is when you're going to have your live account controlling a funded account and challenge accounts all up front. So you're going to be getting payouts, and you're going to be passing challenges, and you're going to be making real money on a live account as the lead. And then level 2.0 is when we're going to have a bigger live account on the back end. So we'll have this one here. This is our lead. We're going to have these passing challenges and getting payouts using something like a trade multiplier. And then we're going to have our bigger live account with an even bigger multiplier on it. So we're going to be making money while we make money while we make money. I'll break this whole process down as I actually go through it because this is the plan that I'm following right now. So my plan going through this, my phase 1 technically is going to be, I'm starting with low risk, which means I started with one account and then I'm growing it from there. I'll show you guys exactly where I am. And then phase 2 is going to be, I'm going to do both the Jedi Master plan that I just said, and then also I'm going to get into medium risk. So what that means is that I'm going to be maxing out a prop firm all at once, but I'm also going to be adding a live account at the same time. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is where I'm currently at right now. This is how I'm tracking my progress in doing this. You can see I have my lead account, the status of it, it's funded. I have another funded account here with Take Profit Trader, and then I have 3 accounts that are currently in the challenge phase. Now, the way that I got to the point that I'm at right now is I started with one account. I have the lead account here, Once this account got funded, it's when I added the second account, which was only in the challenge phase. Once that account got funded, then I added these 3 challenge phases to max out Take Profit Trader because you can only have 5 accounts with them. So these are the 2 accounts right here. You can see that they're the pro accounts. You can see the dates. I passed them at different dates. I didn't add this one, the second one, until I passed the first one. So there are 3 accounts in the challenge phase. There are 2 accounts in the funded phase. My lead account is above the buffer, so I can get daily payouts with it. And the second account is currently under the buffer. By the time I get that out of the buffer, these accounts will be passed. So right now, my goal with these 5 accounts is to get all of them funded, and then I want to get them past the buffer, which you can see I have it written up here. Past the buffer means, for those who don't know, is there's a limit where the intraday trailing drawdown stops following you. So I just want to get past that. It'll also unlock daily payouts with Take Profit Trader. That's one of my criteria for the prop firms, which I'll get into a little bit. My next phase is going to be this right here, which I had already told you guys. The live account I'm gonna add, and then the prop firms I'm gonna add. So I'll talk about my criteria for prop firms. So when I'm choosing prop firms, I do it based on their payout rules, not the rules around the challenge. As far as I'm concerned, every challenge is the same. All the prop firms on the front end are extremely identical. It's like maybe they have a daily loss limit, maybe they don't. But for the most part, it's just a risk management strategy in order to reach your profit goal. So what matters to me is the rules around payouts. And that's basically what I'm gonna cover here. So I broke this down into 3 different categories and how I'm prioritizing prop firms. The first pick, the highest priority, number 1 is daily payouts, right? We've already done the math. We know that I need $50,000 a day in payouts, minimum. So if I can get a bunch of accounts with daily payouts, that's number 1 priority. Number 2 is gonna be that I want no max payouts. But even with this, it's like as long as the payout is over the $1,000 a day minimum and it's still daily payouts, I'm okay with it. But my priority, daily payouts, no max payout. And this one's big for me too, is that when I do go live, if any of the prop firms ask me to do it, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna try to play a system where I'm failing on purpose. I prefer the prop firms that have the same number of live accounts as they do with funded accounts. That's why if you noticed, the first prop firm I'm using right now is Take Profit Trader. It has daily payouts, it has no max payout, and when you go live with them, I can go live with 5 accounts. So I'm not gonna lose any of my accounts considering that I stay profitable with them. Now the second pick that I would choose below that for prop firms is, my main criteria is this. I want a minimum of $5,000 that I can withdraw in 5 days, because that still falls under the $1,000 a day threshold that I'm trying to get. So as long as I can have this, I'm good. And as far as the third pick, honestly, anything less than that. Like the first one that comes to mind is Apex, because I think their biggest account right now is $150,000. And the max payout is every 5 days, but it's only $2,500. The way that I see it, as long as I stick to the first and second and try maxing this out first, I'm gonna reach this goal way before I even need to think about any of the accounts that fall under this third category here. So I don't know exactly which prop firm I'm gonna add next until these reach the next milestone. I do have a list of prop firms I'm gonna add, and I just haven't blurred out here yet because, you know, products change. So maybe the rules change by the time I wanna add some. Maybe you guys have some suggestions on prop firms that have daily payouts or that fit my criteria that I don't know about. So, I mean, if that's true, come hang out in my Discord and let me know, because I'm in there all the time, especially while trading. I'm super active in there. Come hang out in the Discord. I'll put the link below, and you let me know if you guys have some suggestions. Because once this goal is hit right here and I get all the accounts past the buffer, that's when I'm gonna add the next prop firm. So I need to make sure I have that ready. And I'm also gonna add the live account too. So this is the next thing that I wanna talk about. All right, so as you scale, you're gonna have accounts that are all at different stages and different balances. So I'm gonna make this a little simple just to paint the picture of what this would look like. This right here in the red, this is the lead account, not live account. Let's just say these are all funded accounts, challenge accounts, whatever. Every single one of them is sitting at a $5,000 balance. But because they all have different rules when you're adding different prop firms, some may have different payouts at different times if you've added them at different times. So let's say this account right here, we take a payout, and now the balance has $2,000 of drawdown. So if you were taking 5 contracts, let's just say for numbers' sake, 5 contracts across all of these, you now have one account that has less margin that you can play with. So you have 2 options here to deal with this. You can either take the live account, you take the lead account and you can lower, down to 3 contracts. And that's cool because now you're only taking 3 contracts on this smaller account, so you're using less risk because you have less margin there. But what the problem is, all of these other accounts are now also gonna be taking less risk. So that's option 1, you lower the risk for every single account. Option 2 is that you take this account that you just took the withdrawal from, and you're going to make that your lead account now. You're gonna take 3 contracts here, but you can add through a copy trader a 1.5x multiplier, which will take 5 contracts on everything else. So your smallest account is still up front. The problem with that second option, it is better, but you have to keep switching accounts every single time that you take a payout from one of them. Option number 3 is where the live account comes in. So the strategy with using a live account will look something like this. We're gonna have a live account, and it's gonna have anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 in it. The amount, like the balance of the lead account, this live account, it doesn't have to be anything bigger than the drawdown that's available in the funded accounts, right? So like a 50K account, you get $2,000 in drawdown. You can put just $2,000 in the live account. That's fine, because your lead account should be taking the smallest contract size than any of the followers. So the $2,000 to $5,000 range, probably a perfect range to keep here. And then from here, you can do whatever follower accounts you want at whatever balance and whatever size. The difference is you get to do, you can do a 2x multiplier on this account. You can do a 10x here. You can do a 50x if you want. You can even add a second live account. That's a little more advanced. I'll talk about later. You can add a 100x multiplier if you have a bigger account in the back end. But the lead account has to be the smallest one because that's how you use the contract multiplier. Now, when any of these funded accounts, when they get a payout and their contract or their drawdown drops, right, the available margin that you get, you don't have to do anything but come in here and just lower the contract size multiplier. You're not switching live accounts, lead accounts, anywhere else. This is it. Change the multiplier after you get a payout. The risk management changes. You grow it back up. You can increase the multiplier on all these accounts as you go, but the contract size in this live account never changes. Now, another benefit to this is that you're no longer trading on demo accounts, right? So I think it's the most annoying thing in the world to trade a funded challenge and just take all of my time and effort, and I'm only trading a demo account. So if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna pass these funded challenges, you're gonna make $3,000, why not actually make $3,000 in real money too? And then for me, anytime I get above this $5,000 range, that money comes out. It's either going to me, it's going into more prop firm, depending on where I am in this phase, or it's just gonna be going to a second live account, which that I'll talk about at a different video. It's a little more advanced. So after these 5 accounts are funded and they're all past the buffer stage, I'll show you guys how I'm gonna be setting up my live account, and I'll also break down which prop firm I choose next and why I'm choosing it. So if you guys wanna follow along, I'll be posting updates here on YouTube, or you can join my free Discord in the link below. I'll see you guys in the next video.